Hi, I'm Jason Buffington. I'm an Assistant Council Commissioner in the Circle 10 Council, and this is an overview of the Commissioner Recognition Programs from the BSA in 2017 and moving forward. There's really two goals for recognizing commissioners. One is to show appreciation for your volunteerism, but really the more important one is to model and measure what good commissioner service ought to be. Look, you might be like other commissioners who really don't want to wear all of their knots and all of their bling. But I promise a thoughtful and intentional recognition program within districts and councils can really enhance commissioner service for our units and their youth. It's a little bit like a Boy Scout who doesn't want to wear all of their merit badges or perhaps isn't as eager to sew on that new rank patch. We want them to put all that on not for vanity's sake, but in order to encourage others and demonstrate this is what a good adventure looks like. And the same advice would go to you as a commissioner to embrace the recognition program where it sees fit. There are really three types of recognitions: recognizing your commitment to serve, recognizing your development, or recognizing your impact. On the bottom of each of these slides, if there is a URL specific to this topic of discussion, I've included it in the video below. A link to where you can find the PowerPoint will be available at the end of the recording. Here's a timeline for what outstanding commissioner service looks like. Within 90 days, you should be trained. Within the first year, the Arrowhead Honor. After 2 years, you're eligible for Excellence in Unit Service as a knot. After 3 years, you're eligible for Commissioner Key, and after 5 or more years, the Distinguished Commissioner Service. We'll talk about each over the next few minutes. Here's a timeline for continued education. Again, after 90 days, be trained, but if you go to a Commissioner College within the first year, you might have the Bachelor's of Commissioner Science, 2 years as a Master's. It'll probably take 4 to 5 years to earn the Doctorate of Commissioner Science, and again, that one culminates with a knot as well. In Circle 10 Council, we've added a little bit of extra bling along the way. When you earn your trained patch as a commissioner, we also recognize a council shoulder patch in blue that says every unit deserves a trained commissioner. When you earn your bachelor's, master's, or doctorate, that also comes with bling. There's a maroon patch for the College of Commissioner Science, and then the bottom is cut off and can be put back together again with a small rocker for bachelor's or master's or doctorate. And as you earn each subsequent one, you'll simply take the bottom rocker off and replace it along the way. By the way, Masters of Commissioner Science also receive a maroon and gold neckerchief. Doctors receive a maroon and silver instead, and as mentioned, there's a knot that comes at the end of the process. But let's get started. Just by committing to serve, there's a few things we want to recognize with, and the first one is as simple as the badge of office. It means you've been registered with the BSA as a commissioner, that you've taken YPT training, and that you've been oriented in your particular role. This can be done by another unit commissioner, district commissioner, etc. You also need to get trained. There is role-specific training available, and as mentioned earlier, when you earn your trained strip, you'll also earn the blue trained CSP. We figure many of you probably have another shirt that you're going to be suiting up with as a commissioner with silver tabs. We may as well get you started with some commissioner branding and a new shoulder patch as well. The role-specific training is often done one-on-one with an ADC or district commissioner, etc. I personally like that method. 2 hours in a Starbucks and you're good to go. Many districts and councils will also offer periodically, perhaps quarterly, a classroom-based training. It takes 2 to 3 hours. And earlier this year, scouting.org announced online training for each of the role-specific courses. Take it online as you see fit. Either way, then report it back, and you'll get the bling that goes along with it. And lastly, a commissioner should be commissioned. There are certificates and templates and a script available, and a district commissioner typically will commission new commissioners, either roundtable or unit commissioner or ADCs, at an upcoming monthly district meeting, or even better yet, roundtable. They can talk about what a commissioner does and then show how John Doe has signed up for that, and we want to go ahead and take just a minute to recognize that as well. That gets you started. Now let's talk about different ways to recognize impact. District commissioners and above, we have what's called a certificate of commendation. It's a way to recognize a commissioner who's performing in a commendable manner. You can award it multiple times, and the only requirement is that they've received their Arrowhead honor. Again, there's a certificate that's available for printing that out. For all commissioners, in Circle 10 Council, we also have the Commissioner's Ball Cap. This is awarded from the Council Commissioner staff, and the only requirements are that you be trained in your commissioner role and that you've recorded 6 visits for each of the units that you're assigned to serve. Information on this, including the request form, can be found at circle10.org/Commissioner's Corner. By the way, for any of the discretionary recognitions within Circle 10 Council, these will align with different aspects of the Arrowhead Honor and the Unit Excellence Award we'll talk about in just a minute. In addition to commendation certificates, each year Circle 10 Council has Outstanding Commissioner Service CSPs. In fact, they're noted with the year that they were earned in. This is typically awarded by the district commissioner at, say, district dinner as an example. This requires 8 recorded visits per unit, and that the unit also have on-time renewal, and that the commissioner actively attend meetings. This can be, again, for unit commissioners and roundtable commissioners. There's a different recognition for administrative commissioners and above. Within your first year as a commissioner, you really ought to be aiming for the Arrowhead. It simply recognizes proficiency in the contemporary tools and in unit service. The requirements are YPT and to be trained in your role. And after that, there's a few requirements that are specific per each type of commissioner. Again, you'll find the URL on the bottom to give you more details about it. As an example, for unit commissioners, you have 6 unit connections in over a 12-month period, do 2 detailed assessments, and a unit service plan. Attend at least 6 council or district commissioner meetings over the course of the year, help with on-time renewal, and attend at least 1 commissioner-specific training. Again, it's a very straightforward set, and the whole point is to simply recognize when great commissioner service is being performed. Also, the Arrowhead goes where typically the unit service numbers used to go. And because commissioners are not part of a unit, they really shouldn't be wearing the numbers of a particular unit. This kind of fills the gap on your sleeve. So one more reason to try to earn it. Also in your first year, you want to earn the Bachelor's of Commissioner Science. This is typically a one-day experience. If you go to a commissioner college or a university scouting that has a commissioner program in it, most will offer 7 courses throughout the day. Take those, be registered as a commissioner, and you've now earned the Bachelor's of Commissioner Science. That's year 1. At the end of year 2, you might be eligible for the Excellence in Unit Service Award. This is awarded for outstanding unit service. Focuses on unit performance, JTE, having a unit service plan, and using the tools. Only prerequisite is the Arrowhead honor and be assigned as a unit commissioner directly to a unit. That means that roundtable commissioners, DC, ADC, etc., they can all earn this as long as they're also assigned directly to a unit for month in and month out service. As a couple examples of how this looks, you need to develop a unit service plan, do a detailed assessment per year. You need to demonstrate that JTE within that unit improved over these 2 years. Have biannual meetings with the key 3, at least 6 on-site visits with the unit, plus 4 more electronic throughout the year. The unit needs to recharter on time, support membership inventories, and you're good to go. Again, this is what we want all commissioners to be doing in unit service. This is simply a way to exemplify that. Also in year 2, if you've gone back for your second College of Commissioner Science, you probably took another 7 courses, and if you did, plus the bachelor's degree and the Arrowhead that we already talked about, you've now earned the Master's of Commissioner Science. And in Circle 10, you'll replace the bottom rocker, and you get a maroon and gold neckerchief to go along with it. In year 3, you're eligible for the Commissioner's Key. This knot may look familiar because it's also the Scouter's Key that a Cub Master or a Scout Master or etc. might have also earned. In fact, just like all the others, it's typically recognized with simply the gold and white knot, although there is an optional gold and white medal that can be honored as well. In all cases, there is a small little gold pin according to the program that you earned it in, and just like the Cub Scout Diamond or the Boy Scout Fleur-de-Lis, there is a Commissioner's Wreath pin to go with that. Pre-requirements here, YPT, and 3 years as a Commissioner within a 5-year period. Other than that, take 2 Commissioner trainings, have earned the Arrowhead, etc. You actually can earn this more than once. So perhaps you first earn it as a Cub Master or Scout Master, then you earn it again as a Unit Commissioner, then again maybe as an ADC or a Roundtable Commissioner. Every 3 years, as long as the time doesn't overlap, can be recognized simply by putting that same gold pin in for each supplemental recognition. By year 4, year 5, you're on your way to your doctorate of Commissioner Science. You'll now have taken at least 24 courses. You've earned the master's degree. You earned the Commissioner Key, which we just talked about. You served as faculty on a Commissioner College staff. Teach a course. You've been doing this 4 or 5 years. You've got some stories. We've got some curriculum. Go teach a course. More help with administration, registration, whatever. And then you'll do a thesis or a project that helps others in Commissioner service. As mentioned earlier, along with simple recognition like done in other councils, Circle 10, you'll swap out the rocker on the bottom of your CSP, and you'll upgrade your neckerchief to one with the silver border instead. Once you've completed your doctorate in Commissioner Science, if you also recruit 3 new commissioners, and you've been registered and serving for at least 5 years as a commissioner, you're eligible for the Doctorate of Commissioner Science knot as well. There's one more knot to cover, the Distinguished Commissioner Service. This is the highest recognition that can be given to a commissioner and for one who's consistently engaged in distinguished and exceptional commissioner service, resulting in positive impact at the unit, district, or council level. To be fair, it is a nominated process, no self-nominations, and in fact, you really want to run it very similar to how you might run a District Award of Merit process or a Silver Beaver process, although this can be recognized any time throughout the year and not just at the district dinner, as an example. By the way, it can only be earned once per commissioner, so think about whether their most significant impact is at the unit, district, or council level. Unlike District Award of Merit or the Silver Beaver, there is no limit or quota by council. This is a great way to recognize your most impactful commissioners. It's not a tenure award, it really is based on impact. When you recognize them, you'll be awarding a plaque and a bolo. Those items are either in bronze for unit level recognition, gold for district level recognition, or silver for council level recognition. Let's wrap this up and talk about how to move forward. Again, within your first 90 days, you want to get that train strip, get oriented in your role, suit up as a commissioner, and get commissioned and start serving your units or performing your function. It'll take a while after that, and be confident that we're all here to help you be successful. By the end of your first year, you should hopefully have earned or close to earned your Arrowhead honor. Also, go to your first Commissioner College, and when you do, hopefully you'll come back as a Bachelor of Commissioner Science. At the end of 2 years, excellence in unit service. Go to a second Commissioner College, you'll get the Master's. By the way, if you haven't already, have you thought about Wood Badge? At year 3, the Commissioner's Key. This is also a good time to start thinking about that Commissioner College doctorate thesis or project. And after 3 years, especially for unit commissioners, this is a good time to think about maybe becoming an assistant district commissioner, a roundtable commissioner, or even your next district commissioner as well. By 5 years, by nomination, this is where the Distinguished Commissioner Service starts to come into play, and also where you might be ready to start finishing your doctorate. Regardless of what level of commissioner service you provide today or moving forward, thank you for what you do. If this was helpful to you, please feel free to point others to the video. Also, the video's primary link as well as the PowerPoint will both be available from my website, scoutingforgod.org. I'm Jason Buffington for Circle 10 Council. Thanks for watching.